Hey everybody, welcome to another comic book curation. I am Polydub and I'm joined by
Inquisitor,
as always. And yeah. This has been a long time coming.
It's time.
It's time though. We've built up our stamina. We've avoided it. How many times did we?
Oh my god, no.
So many times we tried doing this review and it. Well, as you can see on your screens, we're reviewing America Chavez, number 3.
Number 3. Oh my god. You know, our first episode, we talked about the X-Men. Now, the X-Men that is what I grew up reading. Like, period.
Sure.
That was my comic. That's my childhood, man. I grew up in the 80s with Chris Claremont reading the X-Men all the way into the 90s. Definitively, probably the X-Men that everyone remembers, because the comic books led into a boom in comic book sales for both Marvel and DC. That is what I grew up with. You know, the whole X-Men was my comic book, childhood. So
you're laying all this out just to explain how painful this issue is?
It's like a slap in the face after I've been kicked in the balls and spit in my eye.
Well, and I will admit, it was my personal decision to do issue number 3 specifically because it had the X-Men crossover in it. And I knew Inquisitor would love that. And by love, I mean detest, hate, and rue.
Yes.
Yeah. Because of how poorly told the story is, like, it's not just bad because it's America Chavez. Everyone can make fun of America Chavez, but we're going to go over just how unstory-like this story is, if that makes sense. I think it'll all become clear as we go through. We're going to use the words loosely: transitions and story beats. I'm doing air quotes the whole time I'm saying that.
Well, I think for when it comes to that, I think there is some further explanation because we are jumping kind of into the middle of it. And I think it would be uncharitable to say that these sorts of story beats are bad simply because they're disjointed. The problem is that even knowing the context going into this comic won't make any more sense.
No, it won't. Okay, if you're not a reader of America Chavez, any of the 15 people are going to end up watching this review, it doesn't matter. Like, don't think that, oh, well, if I knew who these various characters were, their backgrounds. No, it wouldn't help. I know the backgrounds of these characters, and it doesn't help.
Yeah.
You can read all 12 issues of America Chavez, and it's not going to make this issue come together or gel any better.
Yeah. The problem is that again, we can go into the backstory about how it leads up into issue 3, and we probably will. We'll give at least a little bit of background,
Sure,
into the setup for the beginning, but it doesn't really matter because none of that is going to make any sense or lead into the rest of the story. And that's, I think, the biggest crime out of all of this, is that they're using X-Men as a sort of plot point for pushing some other bullshit that's completely disjointed. It's like the ravings of a madman.
In this case, Madwoman Gabby Rivera, the writer of the issue, and as we can see, her name G. Rivera is very prominently featured on the cover. So let's talk about this cover. I just noticed recently when we were getting ready to do this review that it was Quinones after Simonson, and I asked Inquisitor, is this after a particular famous piece of art or cover done on the original Uncanny X-Men or prior to that X-Men series? And yeah, it was. He pointed out it's this cover. Wow.
It's fucking traced! You hack of a fucking artist! Are you kidding me? This is not an homage. You put on his Twitter that it was an homage to Simonson. This isn't a fucking homage. That's a fucking trace.
Yeah. And, when you go back and forth and just, look at them, you can see what's going on. And we were complaining about this. Why is the one girl kissing Colossus? Why has the other girl got her arm around him as if to hold him back? Well, it's not holding him back. That's just the position Colossus happens to be in. And they want to, Quinones wanted to put Gabby's crew up in the image. So
They're not
that's
even a
how
group.
it's done.
What the-
And it's
And the thing about it is, those characters are so fucking obnoxious, but you don't even see them all the way from. They're introduced in issue 1. They're so inane and obnoxious, you want to, like, completely excise that one single fucking page from your mind.
and
That they
I have a
come
question.
back, and the worst part about it is they're not even there for the X-Men. So this
No,
cover makes no fucking sense.
No, this scene that's being depicted never happens inside the issue, as we're going to see. There's no point when anyone other than America encounters the X-Men, and she only encounters them very briefly, except for Storm.
Yeah,
which
one
is
page. One
yeah.
page.
What bugs me is that if you see the character here in front of Nightcrawler, what's she doing? She looks like she's in the middle of a surfer move. Like there should be a surfboard underneath her in a giant wave. Like what's she doing?
It looks like she's like, dropping to, like, fucking take a shit on the ground like this comic. And Nightcrawler's like, what the fuck are you doing, lady? And, like, trying to bamf away.
And you see her shirt. Cyclops was not right.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, we know what's going on in the current Marvel universe. I mean, for comics nerds, it's a reference to Cyclops and his various decisions, and especially regarding Hope Summers, whether he was right in what he did. And so it's like Cyclops was right, Cyclops was not right. So her shirt says Cyclops was not right. And it without getting into all that, it's just sort of like a reference to, yeah, this is inside the Marvel universe, but yet sort of Deadpool-like aware of what's going on, sort of like breaking the fourth wall reference to it. So, yeah. So, screw it. Let's get into it. Beam chat. And as we'll talk about in other reviews, because we're going to do an overall series review of a retrospective overall 12 seminal issues of America Chavez. You know you want to.
I know I do. I don't know why I do, but I do.
There's the beam chat thing, which is just the cringiest. It's so bad.
It's beam chat because Twitter is trademarked.
Well, yeah, and it's just trying to reference. We know what them kids like. Beam chat is supposed to be their idea of Twitter is supposed to be a image based text app, sort of like whatchamacallit. This or like Instagram, and the idea being is that this is the way that they're going to cover what happened in previous issues. Highway to the Danger Room. Let's move on. It runs down what happens in previous issues. You know what happened in previous issues? Nothing that matters. So
there's a lot of really inept and inane writing. You can definitely tell that Gabby Rivera is new to this. No matter how much that she tries to be better at it, she will never be better at it. It's some people really need to give up and stop trying.
So here are the first. Some people need to give up. So here we have on the first page, America's busted through the skylight in the Sotomayor University lecture hall, and they're, America, come back, and she's off to go do something. Okay, Chavez, don't do the thing where you run off and mess everything up. Remember what Peggy told you? You need a plan. Yeah, I know. And she's off to save her ex-girlfriend. That's what's going on.
Oh yeah, did we forget to mention that America Chavez is a lesbian?
I don't think anybody knows of America Chavez and doesn't know that. Yeah, she's a Latinx.
I'm talking for the fortunate souls that don't even know who America Chavez is.
Yeah, America Chavez.
And if you are watching this and you don't know who America Chavez, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
She's a Latina, but not lesbian, but not American, but not. She's actually none of those things.
The only accurate thing about her is that she's an illegal alien.
That's because people joke about this, but it's true, because supposedly she's a lesbian. No, she's not. She comes from a planet where it's normal. They don't have any male of their species. They're all female. So therefore she's not a lesbian. She's just normal for, and she's not human. So therefore cannot be Latin. She's a brown-skinned alien from a parallel universe. Who culturally appropriated Puerto Rican culture in the United States. That's yep, that's who she is. So about a decade ago, here's how she transports in, and yes, that little star behind her is actually the way that she opens portals in time and space. A fucking 5-point star. After my mom's died, literally her moms, plural, because, both her parents are moms, I left the parallel universe and found spaces on Earth where little brown girls blended into the scenery and became part of the family. So she admits she's an alien. She's kind of dropped in.
And not only that, man, I mean, she just fucking adopted herself a Latino family. Is that possible? Can I just sit there and go, hey, I'm part of the family now?
Yeah, well, she says here quite literally, I didn't even know what a Puerto Rican was. There it is. And, she soothed the ache for her moms and adventures and fresh empanadas. Jesus Christ, it actually says that.
That's not an empanada, though. That's not an empanada.
Oh my God, fresh empanadas. Still, I was a tourist everywhere, lifting language and culture. Yeah, you're damn right you were culturally appropriating.
Culturally appropriating, bitch.
To use a culture vulture. It actually says that. So then, here she is, and now Gabby Rivera loves her heartfelt, I'm going to air quotes, poetry, which she includes, as we'll find out throughout the entire issue. We see a hand here reaching up as America, going through her sparkly star teleportation portal, I'm coming for you, Lisa, which is in reference to her ex-girlfriend who's in danger, who she's going to save. This hand is reaching up and says, be brave, America. Be soft. Remember to twist the valve sometimes and release all that pressure inside. What you've been through doesn't have to be who you are or who you become. It only feels strange. Hold on, it's not done yet. It only feels strange because you've been away. Please know you're Myanmar. Myanmar. Isn't that a country?
Hold on. I can't really see it.
What is it?
The only thing that's coming up from that is madam or brothel keeper, but that's...
Please know that your brothel keeper has always loved you.
It's not coming up with anything for Madamar.
I'm pretty sure that's her grandma, so it's
probably
we can't see the individual's face, but it only feels strange because you've been away. Please know that your assumed grandmother has always loved you. And
what the fuck does that have to do with anything?
It doesn't. It doesn't have anything to do with anything, because it's like, okay, who is this person on the ground? Why does it matter? And why is she wearing Wonder Woman's bracelets? This is what the question is. So,
well, wait, go back one image. Go back one page. Did America have those fucking bracelets on?
No.
No? Then yeah, who the fuck is that, and why should we care?
Yeah.
I mean, they're giving offhand advice to America Chavez, who's not even able to take it in because she's fucking flying off. What was the point of that?
This is the first instance of what I'm going to call the jarring scene transition and movements between story beats to be, well, awful. It's awful. Look, okay, we have America Chavez, who's flying off to save her ex-girlfriend, and suddenly she flashes back to being a little girl and arriving, which is fine because she's having, she's having a mental moment where she's just thinking back to coming to Earth, and that's okay, time-worn thing. It works, I guess. But she's not flying here at the bottom. It's like all of these various majority Latino countries, flags behind her, and she's standing still and looking solemnly at the ground. I thought she was flying.
Here's the thing, right? What does this, in terms of actual progression of a story, what does this page actually have to do with the previous established sort of linear progression in storytelling? Okay, she's what we know of the page before is that she's trying to find her ex-girlfriend. She's flying off the handle and saying, it's like telling herself, don't do that thing that you do where you fuck everything up. The next page, I remember back when I was a child. Who cares? Who cares? What does that have to do with you going to try and save your ex-girlfriend? The onus for the actual progression of the story is you going to find your ex-girlfriend and save her from whatever malign bullshit is happening, because everything is so inane it doesn't really matter.
Well, okay, hold on. I would say you have to look at this first page that we're talking about here. It doesn't say anything about her ex-girlfriend. We only know that because we've read the comic and we read the one before. It doesn't reference her ex-girlfriend here.
Well, okay, hold on. It says, Oh, yeah, you got a point.
Remember, you were once that kid looking for someone, anyone to connect to, and that's still you. And then it goes to her flashing back to being that kid she just referenced, and then it goes all the way to the bottom after she's kind of thought over those things of majority Latino country flags and America staring straight at the ground, and then some weird lady's arm is reaching up and we don't know who it is, and now all of a sudden there's galaxies up in orbit. Like, what the fuck? What's happening? So what happens on the next page? Well, she lands into a cloud and this isn't Meltaxana. I've never quite figured out how that's supposed to be pronounced.
Meltaxia.
How does this keep happening? Because you're an idiot. I choose the dimensions. I control where I land. What the ever-loving, and then...
Who are you, another little mutant for me to squish?
You don't want me to turn around, Chico. I say hello with my fists. I think that was supposed to be hardcore. I was supposed to be like her big Charles Bronson moment. Yeah. I don't know. So anyway, ha, little girl, meet the fists of the Juggernaut.
Cuthwack.
Cuthwack. And she's flying, you know. And there's from somewhere, not known where, she fell asleep. And I guess she was supposed to be knocked out. Oh, is she supposed to be on the ground? Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
Because the last time we saw her, she was flying through midair.
Yeah.
I actually didn't clue into that till right now. He hit her so hard, he knocked her the hell out, and she landed on the ground like a half a mile away. And this is Nightcrawler popping his... Oh, this is, the essence of visual storytelling. Mm-hmm. That I can read this comic 3 times and prep for this and still not clue into what the hell was going on. Mm-hmm. Who? Oh, hell no.
Oh, hell no.
And this is the first...
Oh, hell no.
And this is the first time we have her motivation in the entire comic. Take me to Lisa. I don't care who you are or what you want. And it's like, what? Who? Like, oh, is that who you're looking for? Someone named Lisa? Is that why you're doing all this stuff?
And welcome to the only panel in this entire fucking comic book that has the X-Men in it.
Yep. This is it at the bottom. Can someone please tell me what's going on here? She said on behalf of the audience. If you want to fight, come join us on the battlefield. Like, what? What's happening? And something... And
why... Okay, she just grabbed him, put him in a headlock, and then he's like, hey, come join us. What? What?
Yeah, he just bamfs out of there. You're new to us, aren't you? He says. I don't, like... What do you mean you're new to us? What?
This smacks of amateur hour storytelling. This is the sort of thing that you would see in a fan fiction. Immediately, as soon as she arrives, they don't know her, but they immediately say, oh, hey, you're our friend. Come join us. Fucking right. Really?
I see what you mean.
Is that real human interaction? Because I don't think Gabby Rivera knows what real human interaction is.
But hold on. There's a narration bubble here to explain it to us, which says, and sometimes everything just sucks for no reason.
Oh, like and this comic. Okay, good. Yeah.
And you land in the middle of a fight that isn't yours and hoping to make it out alive without getting on Wolverine's bad side. So you do know who these people are. Why wouldn't she have said earlier, like, you know, holy brijoles, where did the X-Men come from, eh? Like, you know.
Not only that, she goes, oh, hell no, and, like, grabs Nightcrawler as if she doesn't know who he is, but then she goes, oh, hey, it's Wolverine.
Oh, yeah, right, because she says right here, I don't care who you are, what you want. What do you mean? You know who they are. You just say so in this narration bubble. Mm-hmm. Well, so in any case. Well, whoa. God, that's jarring. Okay, see, she's like, what, 15 feet off the ground there? You flip the page and, whoa, hey, you're Storm. Like Storm from the X-Men Storm. Yeah, you just said Wolverine, like you know who he is. I am Aurora.
Okay, hold on. You're Storm, like from the X-Men Storm. Santa Junga in heaven. What kind of actual exchange is that? Do you even know what humans are, Gabby?
That's what you get out of like when you watch Red Letter Media reviews. It's like this movie was made by aliens. They kind of get it, but not really at all. Okay. This is the point, and this one word bubble here is crucial to what happens in the rest, well, not the rest of the comic, but at least for the next several pages, because nothing more is explained, so you better make the most out of this one word bubble, because this is all you're getting. And you are America, the one they said would come, the one who opens dimensions and bends time. Welcome to the Danger Room.
Okay.
That's all you get for an explanation. That's it.
Who are they?
Well, that's an excellent question, which on behalf of the audience, America asks, they who announced me? And why do you have a mohawk now? Your ancestors are they. And it's the 80s. Punk's huge right now.
Wrong. Wrong, Gabby. You know nothing about comic books. You're a terrible shit writer.
Okay, I think Gabby knew that I don't want to look into this crap. I'm just going to write this real quick because America does the ultimate don't slow me down with the facts statement of, whoa, I can't get distracted. Lisa's in trouble and I got to get to her. It's kind of like, fuck continuity. I got to go. And to which Storm is like, wait, every portal you open will only lead you right back to me. Hold up, no disrespect.
Why? Okay.
I know why.
Why? Why does she know that? How does she know that every portal will lead her back to her? Huh?
Did
Storm they tell her?
No, well, Storm offers an explanation. Air quote explanation. America Chavez, you're exactly where you need to be. Although we are new to each other, trust that our connection runs deep. There is something vital that I must pass along to you.
How do you know
promise.
that? How do you know that? What?
They told her.
But who is they, and why did they tell her? What is that? What?
Moving along, we're back to
why this page? What is?
I know it's jarring. It's just what's happening now. Okay, but it says it's the ancestral plane, beyond the utopian parallel, beyond the multiverse, and this is the lady's arm that we saw reaching up with the really horrible neck tattoo. She's beaten up and your power is on the verge of full bloom.
Why is she in a boxing ring in the middle of a forest?
My question is, was she reaching up before from said boxing ring?
And did she get knocked the fuck out and she's just kind of holding up her hand like she's hallucinating? What the fuck is going on?
It doesn't really matter because what's happening, because she's just blathering. Your power's on the verge of full bloom, blah, 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 blah. Our abilities are one. Is she talking to who? Who's she talking to?
Who's she talking to? Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like America, like she's just sort of like speaking to her. Like, I don't know. Anyways, it doesn't matter because here we are in Storm's Oasis. So that page was totally necessary.
When I was sitting here reading this in my lunch hour, I actually had to put down my tablet, have myself a good cry for a little bit. I was writing down notes and all I said was, why page 9?
We do experience an example of Gabby's tendency towards including her poetry in her comics. Damn, this place feels like home. How is that even possible? And Storm responds, in my opinion, laughably with, the love I have layered into this room is infinite, America. Bringing you here only adds to it.
Aww.
How do you add to infinity? I don't get
me.
It. Why am I here? America asks on behalf of the audience. You ask with such sincerity, as if I'm the one who could answer that.
Then what?
Who the hell else is going to answer?
Are they going to answer it? I sincerely hope so.
I know that I have to share with you, America, but that is all I know.
Then what do you know?
Okay, look, I'm honored to be here. Why? But I have a beautiful and kind of perfect but sort of ex-girlfriend to save. Oh, That's what you're doing in this comic. Thank you for saying it. Listen for her. What do you mean? Close your eyes and use the force. Find... I mean, seriously.
Use the force, America.
She goes into this training thing where she gets down in this kind of, I don't know, quasi-Buddhist pose. And Lisa, think about Lisa. Find her voice. Engage with your feelings. What does your heart say? Good God. My powers don't work like this. I don't do touchy-feely, hear your inner voice stuff. Okay. And then Storm goes into this sort of like description. I was reading an issue of the new Jean Grey series, where Jean Grey is like 15, 16 years old again. I think 15. And she's, of course, Jean Grey is an Omega level mutant. Very, very powerful with telekinesis and psychic abilities. Telepathy and telekinesis. So you have Psylocke, who's an adult and also powerful with various mind powers, trying to teach her how to, use her powers. Why is Storm trying to teach America how to transport across the multiverse and hear people's thoughts? What? You're the X-Men expert. What is that got to do with Storm?
You know what it is? And I'll tell you this much right here. It has absolutely nothing to do with Storm. It has nothing to do with Storm. That has nothing to do with her being a sage-like leader or anything like that, especially in this period. I mean, she had more to do with fighting the Morlocks than she did with having any sort of teaching role within the X-Men.
I have a cynical interpretation of why Storm.
Let's hear it.
Well, take a guess. Why do you think that Gabby Rivera would pick Storm of all the X-Men to mentor her?
I expect that it's exactly the same reason that I was getting to with this. It's because
Gabby is a very race-focused person and Storm's
she's a black woman.
I'm sorry, I don't
That's
see
the only
anything
reason.
more... I see
if-
nothing more complex to it than that, and it's not reading into Gabby's character. Gabby Rivera makes it very clear how she thinks about the world. She has a very race-focused view of everything, frankly, if you read her Twitter.
If you wanted to have a character that actually had a bit more when it came to the ability to mentor someone, you could have someone that was a teacher that, ran a school, maybe the school that they're in, but no, that can't be because, Professor Xavier's a white guy. Oh man, how awful.
He's
awful.
a straight white cis male.
Oh my God.
You can't be serious suggesting that.
He might as well be a fucking villain.
And, Psylocke would have made sense, and she is Asian, but she was a white woman at one point, so no dice.
Yeah, I know. Well, man, okay, you've got a point about that? Now she's Asian. She's transracial, man. She's straight up Rachel Dolezal in the X-Men.
So there's this exchange, let's call it that, in between Storm and her Padawan learner here. The act of listening for Lisa will bring you to her and to the ancestors you seek. I have ancestors? Like, for real? Look, there's only one way to do this. We gotta fight! I'm sorry, what? How are they in the sky? I did notice that.
I said before, continuity's hard. So are backgrounds, man. Backgrounds are hard. Clouds are really easy to draw.
Well, and so are things to put feet upon, because this is why America is literally standing on the panel edge.
What? That's funny. I didn't realize that before. Where's Storm? Where is Storm?
I don't know. I think Storm is supposed to be
in the ground. Gabby, what are you doing? What are you doing, Gabby? Gabby.
The artist is also to blame. I mean, the writer, indeed, in scripts tends to describe the scene. Maybe it's also the artist's fault. I don't know.
Yeah, Joe. Joe.
Why is Storm's safe word thunderclap?
Oh my God! Fuck
and
you, Gabby.
here's where it happens. America says, we gotta fight. So, get up and let me see what you got. And Storm brushes her aside with, I'm assuming, wind and so on, which is, of course, totally within Storm's power to do. And she says, my safe word is thunderclap. We're going to, wow.
Fuck you, Gabby. Don't you fucking dare ascribe a kink to Storm in a, quote, canon that you know nothing about. Do you mean to tell me
the lesson does continue amidst their fight. Lisa is calling for you. Are you going to leave her out there? Did vulnerability become too frightening? Yes, it did, okay. I left her. I turned around and left. Me. I did that. Then make it right, America. Find her. So they, on the next 2 pages, actually, they continue to fight, and poetry is espoused, and Storm, encourages her to use her full power, and America is flying higher and higher, just because she is. Storm yells out, thunderclap! I thought that was the safe word for Storm, not for America, but maybe I misunderstood what the safe word was for, but then they never explained. So anyway, America does make contact with her ex-girlfriend and found out where she is and says, I heard her, Aurora. I think she's watching Buffy. My God. So their fight is over, even though they never really fought, because no one punched anyone. They just kind of flew around each other a little bit. Storm, when parting, says, America Chavez, the forces that brought us together are waiting for you. Soon they will reveal themselves. Now.
How do you know?
I know. For now, know that we share a legacy. How do you know that? What are you talking about?
You're a weather witch. You're not fucking clairvoyant, Storm. What are you doing, Gabby?
And I will be there. I will always be there for you. I don't. What's with the insta bond? It's like you said. This is like bad fanfic. Like she's ultimate Mary Sue, or in America's case, Maria Sue.
Maria Sue.
Well, it's just everybody instantly likes her, and attempts at making her flawed. In terms of having a hot temper and being uncontrolled. Like the flaws in bad fan fiction only tend to make the characters seem more badass. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
In any case, she steps through her portal and says, don't think I'm not going to get you to tell me the story behind Thunderclap. That's hilarious. She steps through her portal and, okay, gorillas, I'm here for Lisa. Get in my way and I'll systematically detour each and every one of you.
What the fuck does that even mean?
Doesn't. Fuck. Look, it means I'm going to get you out of the way, but it doesn't, like, what? That's just so bad. It's so bad. It's about time you got here. We watched 2 seasons of Buffy already, thanks to Zoo's satellite hacking skills. And so, now, where is Lisa? Chavez, I'm right here. Calm down. Okay, story's over. There.
I was gonna say, where's Lisa? You mean right behind the one with the obnoxiously loud hair? Yeah, the one that you can obviously see. I mean, you're standing over everyone, you're looking down on them, and you're in your first big splash panel there, at the very top. You can obviously see her. Why are you asking where she is?
Actually, yeah, you got a good point. You got cat-eared woman and Captain America shield-haired woman, and there's Lisa between them.
Yep.
And then again, in the reverse, like she's right there. What are you, fucking blind?
Are you fucking stupid? What are you talking about?
But she goes through, she busts through the ceiling at the beginning of Sotomayor University, and then accidentally teleports into the danger room, and then receives instruction from Rogue, and then, instruction from Storm, and then fights Storm, and then lifelong bond with Storm to step through and say, now where is Lisa? Chavez, I'm right here. Calm down. The end. Fade to black. Like, what the fuck? This is not a rising action. This isn't even a denouement. I mean, what is happening? America, you don't understand. You owe us. You will lead us.
Yeah. I love that line. I love it so much. You saved us. You saved us. You owe us. Now lead.
Yeah. And her response is, sigh. All right. I'm not going to fight you. What do you really need from me?
What the fuck? Oh my God.
Like, she's perfect, right? We need you to lead us. And she's like, I'm not here. Well, and because she said in the previous page, wake up. I'm not here to lead you. I'm here trying not to throttle all of you. Where's Lisa? I'm right here. Oh, okay. America, you don't understand. You owe us. You will lead us. Fine. So gumdrops start falling from the sky. And
gooey gumdrops.
Yeah. Lisa, Amani's hurt. Bring her over here. I don't have my gear, but I'll do what I can.
Holy shit, her head's broken. Look at it.
It's
got big old cracks on it.
Yeah, that's not blood. It's, come on, sweetheart, stay with me, yada, yada, yada. Oh my God, look at that. That's awful. Blam! She punched the pixies.
Yeah.
Look how awful this is. Which one of them did she hit? Did she punch like a force wave into all of them? I don't understand.
Did she just like swing her punch and then all of them sit there go, whoa? Kind of
this is what's hilarious. When you see cat-eared girl here swat one of the pixies, you realize that they literally are Tinkerbell-sized pixies.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Now, how did this crack this girl's skull?
Look, okay, continuity is hard. I already told you this.
Okay, well, it is. It is hard. It's true. And you got America booting Tinkerbell in the back image here, if you notice. And she's awake, and then Tinkerbell blasts Captain America head in the back.
Man, she's like a terrible like one of those for plot device victims in a horror movie. The one that like every single bad thing happens to.
What I love is that she gets knocked down. I don't have my kit, but I'll do what I can. And then she wakes up. And then, bam, in the back. And she's down again. Like, right? And she says, say that thing you always say when I'm really scared and feel like I can't breathe. And she tells her, air is everywhere. All of the air is yours. Like dirt and trees. It's okay to breathe. Like that's Gabby inserting her lame ass Trapper Keeper poetry from junior high into a comic book.
I want
Trapper
Keeper poetry. Oh my God. Okay, first of all, the air is not yours, bitch. I gotta breathe it too. And I don't want to breathe your air. I really don't.
And it is, by the way, a complete coincidence that Gabby Rivera was in a very tumultuous relationship as a Latina woman with a blonde white girl, as is America Chavez in a tumultuous relationship with a blonde white girl.
Remember, this isn't fan fiction, Polly. This isn't fan fiction. No,
she's not attempting to insert herself into the story at all.
No, she's not. America Chavez is definitely not a self-insert.
No. So she's still punching pixies down here, and all of a sudden a ship comes by. You look like you could use a little help, said the unknown person from the unknown cockpit of the unknown plane.
No. I know it's coming. No.
Yes! Breathe easy, gorillas. The ultimates are here. Who? Oh, yeah. Lilu Multipass Phi Theta. I forgot. Phi Theta Beta.
Fuck you, Gabby. Fuck you.
And yeah, it's true. The sorority that they belong to at Sotomayor University is actually called Lilu Multipass Phi Theta Beta.
What I gathered from this is the fact that they've hijacked the ultimate spaceship. I don't think any one of these people is qualified to do anything. Look at the fucking lady with the fuck. What were those things called? In the 80s, they had the Picto things. Viewmaster 3Ds. Okay. What is with the Viewmaster 3D chick with the turquoise hair doing her like little crane stance? What the fuck is she doing?
Oh my God, I didn't notice that. What the fuck is she doing?
Did she fight something? Because it wasn't in the previous panel. What the fuck are they doing?
That's how she landed. She landed in like a crane pose.
What the fuck is this? Gabby, what are you doing?
But she speaks on behalf of the audience and says what we're all thinking. Oof, this is looking ugly, Chavez.
Yeah.
So here we have the last page of what they were looking up at,
God.
this giant bubblegum creature here. It says, America Chavez, the mark is upon you. You must be crushed. The what is on me? She responds on behalf of the entire audience. You know what? It doesn't matter. I don't know how you did it before, but you're not getting away with it this time.
Oh, okay. So for any sort of reference for people here, this bubblegum creature was the first victim of her first punch in the first comic. She exploded into tiny little pixie creatures, and I think that what they're trying to convey with this is that all the pixie creatures are like coalescing and coming together and turning into the bubblegum creature again. She's reconstituting herself from her star punch.
Oh, that's the mark that's upon her. The same bad neck tattoo that Grandma has, remember?
Oh no! Is Grandma America?
No, Grandma's her literal grandma.
I think Grandma. I think she's her own grandmother.
Is that how it works on Utopia?
Yes.
Utopia Parallel?
You know, no, the Utopian parallel is a utopia because they're full of women of color.
So this is the last page that is supposed to end in a very
Dramatic.
the attempt rather. Yeah, it was supposed to end very dramatic. It was supposed to be a cliffhanger. Oh my god. The
You know,
purple gum, the bubblegum monster with the Mary Tyler Moore hair is going to crush her.
you know what would be a really good dramatic ending? Issue 12 of America Chavez.
Say what?
Issue 12 of America Chavez.
What? That the bubblegum creature's going to punch her into 12 little Chavezes?
No. It's the fact that the series is over.
Okay, I see what you mean. No, it's this. This is only issue number 3. The adventure continues. I think the real question here is whether or not you can hold yourself back from cracking issue number 4 because you're dying to find out what's happening. Can you hold back?
I didn't want to crack this issue, Polly.
Well, God, I'm done talking about Chavez for now. I mean, I just.
It's exhausting. It's really exhausting because there's you have to fill up on a lot of air to get to the nothing sandwich that this is.
It's only 20 pages. If you include the double page splash pages as one page, it's only 20 pages long. And it's so painful to get through it. Like, it is the opposite of a page turner. It's a page grind stopper. Like, I don't know what.
I like that. I like that munch of words there. The page grind stopper.
I don't know. God, it took us a long time to record this, but we did it. It's in the can, man.
Yeah,
we did
it is, right? Fuck Gabby Rivera. I'm glad she doesn't have a job anymore.